Hey, how's it going, Vegan M? You're the first one here. I just kind of did an impromptu. I'm doing an impromptu live tonight. I did a little drive-by and realized it's nice and busy, so why not pop in and see if I can talk to all these people, you know? I'm kind of in the middle of town here, so test this area tonight. Nice to see you. How's my is my audio okay? Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Testing, testing. Like right here. Person stands right here. Okay, I think I got it framed off nice. Well, yeah, how are you doing today? Is this too dark, or you think this will be okay? This might be too dark, but we'll roll with it. Good. Yep, absolutely. Okay, fantastic. Audio is great, we like that. All right, so I'm literally supplanted in the middle of town. How's it going, guys? Hi, guys. Oh, come on, be on camera. Just a few minutes, 3 questions, that's it. And trust me, right off the bat, I get that because I ate meat for 30 years and I love the taste of it. Anyway, are you against animal abuse? I know you're on your way.
I am against animal abuse.
Then you're vegan. You have a vegan heart right off the bat. Right off the bat. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Care. Too dark out. Yeah, it's a little dark, but I think, you know, we'll see. We'll do one of 2 things. We'll stay here, see if I can get some people, or if it's too dark for you guys, you can't see anything, I'll just take it down a notch down there where it's a little bit lighter out. But that guy literally stopped for 2 seconds. How's it going, guys? Tasking the public with some tough questions tonight. Levin says, I'm eating steak because he was eating your grass, whatever that means. What's going on, guys? What's going on, everybody? How are you? You guys want to try a few questions for YouTube Live? Okay, you're almost there. You know what? Fish know a lot. Look up what they know. They know a lot. Take care. Hi, guys. How's it going, everybody? Little tongue twister there. So anybody just getting here? We're just out here doing a little impromptu live stream, asking the public why they aren't vegan yet, and hopefully getting some good feedback tonight. Hi, guys. How you doing? Guys? So I'm not in trouble from the police tonight, unlike last week when I was in Georgetown. How's it going, guys? How are you? Hi, guys. How are you? I literally got yelled at last week by some, how's it going, everybody? How are you? Doing interviews for YouTube, anybody? All right, oh, no, of course. It's always like the young people are more curious. Are you guys being okay on YouTube Live? Is that cool? Okay, you're on YouTube Live. Are your parents around? Are they cool with you talking to me? Okay.
They're fine.
Okay, heard. All right, so I just asked people a few questions, right? You guys are young, you got open, curious minds. The first one is, I guess have you heard that word vegan before?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't eat meat.
Okay, gotcha. One of the biggest misconceptions is that everyone thinks it's about food, right?
Yeah.
So
No.
they think it's
Save
about
animals.
There you go.
I
So
have a question though, because
yeah.
when people eat tofu,
Yeah.
like they're killing every single thing that comes near it. So like by eating tofu, you're not being a vegan.
Do you know where 90% of the soy production goes in America?
Where does it go?
It goes to animals. So animals eat it so they can get big and fat, and then we eventually kill them. So the vegans are probably eating less than 10% effectively of the soy, where meat eaters are effectively eating 90% of the soy. So I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But let me backpedal. Let me backpedal. So you nailed it. You said it's against animal abuse, right? That's exactly what it is. And the second question that I would ask you guys is, are you against animal abuse in general? Like you guys have
Yes.
pets?
Yeah. How do you get protein? I'm against all of you. The source for protein from meat, I feel like. How do you get that from?
How do you get it from plants? Okay. Well, how do you guys think the animals get the protein in general?
Like their food.
Maybe. Yeah, so most animals are fed corn, wheat, or soy, and 90% of that corn, wheat, or soy will go to animal feed, right? Yeah, the protein argument. So we just ask, where do the animals get the protein from? They get them from the plants. You wanna step up, sir? Or are you the parent, or I don't know? Oh, okay, heard. So we're doing a little social experiment. We're asking the public why they're not vegan yet. We're challenging. Okay, you're vegan. Well, that's great. No, we're testing value. Okay. Well, I asked them simple questions, right? And maybe I can posture the same questions to you. This guy nailed it with the definition of veganism, which is basically, which is basically a stance against violence. There's really not a food component integral to the actual definition. We just say, okay, we don't want to contribute as best as we can to systems of oppression and violence, right? So then I asked them if they're against animal abuse. They all said no. So that tees up a simple third question: why aren't you vegan yet? If you think about the logic, and it's not about doing your best, or it's not about perfection, it's about doing your best. If you think about it logically, we're all vegan at heart, but we're all kind of hypocrites when it comes to the systems we vote for with our dollar. I know that's tough, it's a loaded sentiment, but what do you think about that?
I mean, I think there's a few ways to look at it. Okay,
Yeah.
You have animals in the wild that are going to die a horrible death, or usually do. So there's a clean way to harvest those animals.
Okay.
And then you have all these chickens and cows and whatever. I mean, we've been doing this for
Like 10,000
the beginning
years.
of the time.
Yeah,
right?
like 10,000 years.
So why make a
400 generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, nutritionally, we need nothing from an animal. So
I would strongly
tell me what.
Well, I mean, you need protein. You're not going to get that.
Which essential aminos?
I don't know.
And every meat, you need
What else? What else?
Well, I can tell you for
Yeah.
a fact, going vegan for 6 months versus going keto, I feel significantly better on a keto diet.
And anecdotes are great.
I shrunk up. I do jiu-jitsu. I strength train.
You look great. You're definitely in shape.
And I notice a huge difference in my ability to perform, sleep, and also my brain functionality.
Okay.
I know when I eat meat in a healthy fat diet, my brain, my sharpness is there.
What do you think's more important though? Like basically we set an example when we're buying things. I have kids myself. And when we go to a cash register and we give them $1 to support a system of violence, it doesn't even need to be supported because it all comes down to arbitrary nutrition now. And we know that for a fact. We know we don't need anything from an animal.
Walk me through your diet, so I can.
So,
I'll
wake up.
Like carrots for breakfast.
No, and that's what everybody thinks. This is the beautiful thing. Like I eat well every single meal, right? Like for breakfast, I might have oats with an array of fruits or nuts or you name it. We'll have some maple on there. I'll just build it out to be this beautiful breakfast. I could have some toast, or I could have pancakes. You can find the vegan version of every meat out there. And I know that's a whole nother conversation. You don't have to eat those mock meats. For lunch, I might have Chinese, I might have Italian, I might have, you name it, American. I can eat every single theme under the bus, just veganized.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you never have pepperoni pizza?
Well, if I really wanted it, there's vegan versions of that don't have the cholesterol, that don't have the heterocyclic the TMAO, the saturated fats, the IGF-1.
Have you had a vegan burger?
100%. Yes, I have. Yes, 100%. But I don't eat them all the time. I'm not I'm not working for one of those companies and telling people to go eat those meats.
Are there vegan chicken wings?
Yes, there are. Believe it or not, they're unbelievable. Like my whole family's vegan, and
How
my
long
dog.
have you been a vegan for?
About 12 years. About 12 years. Yeah.
And is your whole stance on just the violence?
Well, the violence is the biggest thing because we're literally taking a time horizon from a sentient being that are very childlike and vulnerable. Most of them are killed between 12 and 18 months. So these are like kids. And we're saying my nutrition and my taste is more important than your entire life.
Do animals eat other animals?
They do, but that's aside from our whole
We should
conversation.
talk to them.
Yeah, but it's aside from the whole conversation because we can't appeal to nature. If we're going to do that, then we're going to say, okay, we can rape people. Okay, we can commit infanticide. Okay, we can do all these other things that happen in nature simply by virtue of.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
So if you don't eat a burger, a non-vegan burger, and then you're like, I make a difference. But what if a guy just eats 2 burgers?
And then, I have these same guys in the chat saying the same stuff right now. Well, it doesn't matter because it's all about living your truth. People are going to do whatever they're going to do. But at the end of the day, nutritionally, don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. No. Just because it's still saying your body, my choice to a being.
Eggs, I mean, if you get eggs from a chicken, they're
I mean,
it hasn't been fertilized.
For that, in that loophole
There's
scenario.
no damage.
But industrially, that's not true because
but if I have chickens in my backyard,
there's the loophole. Yeah, if you had that, but still, you're saying your body, my choice to a being that's not consenting to you. Like, do they say that's okay with them?
I don't think they care.
Well, that's the exact stance of oppression that every single oppressor has, is that exact framework right there.
Have you raised chickens before?
But that's aside the point. It's aside the point.
If you see these things walk around, they're happy as can be.
Yeah, well, we think that, but we don't know that.
Well, you can see, just like a dog, chickens have personalities too.
We can speculate all day about a whole myriad of things. It's a YouTube, or it's on YouTube. It's Vegan Sign Guy. Like we can Vegan Sign Guy.
Do you spell it?
Vegan, and they just do sign and then guy, and you'll see it. Man, you guys are having fun. But I mean, that's not even what we're asking people. That's another kind of peripheral thing. The least we can do is grant these little childlike, vulnerable beings bodily autonomy, the ability to have a time horizon, the ability to experience this beautiful world. Because it's not like anything natural is happening.
Is there a time where you could eat meat? Like, let's say an animal died of natural causes.
Well, I mean, if it was a survival situation, sure. But it's disrespectful. Like if that happened to a human and it wasn't survival, it'd just be disrespectful because there'd be no reason for me to do that nutritionally, right? So the whole reason why I'm out here is because 99% of like mainstream media and messaging and all the information we're exposed to on a daily basis, it never tells you the truth, but it does tell you what's in spirit of making them their big amounts of money.
I just saw that. I literally go the opposite.
Yeah.
They said, hey, look at the food pyramid. Eat a low-fat diet. If you look at that food pyramid and flip it on its head, that's about how you should eat.
Yeah.
I suffer from ADHD and attention deficit and focus.
I feel you there. I'm probably in that camp.
I read Wheat Belly, amazing book,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
I lost 240 pounds when he was born. I got down to 170 pounds.
I mean, you look like a Spartan. I'll give you that. You look like a Spartan.
I put grass-fed butter in my coffee. Yeah. My wife said I was going to kill myself. My doctor said I was going to kill myself. And then when I came back, I had lost 30 pounds in 90 days.
Okay,
my doctor told me I need to be on statin medication, but then when I looked at the numbers, I said, hey, my triglycerides are 30. Don't I need like a small LDL particle test?
Medication.
And then all of a sudden, so I don't
need medication
I don't
for
listen
any.
to my doctors.
Yeah.
I don't listen. All I've done is I've done a vegan diet. I've done a keto diet. I've done a paleo.
Yeah.
Basically, what I settled on is how I perform the best and what food. So I typically don't eat until 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Gotcha.
I have butter in my coffee. Then I have like 1 or 2 meals.
Yeah, definitely discipline. I mean, there's a movie, and you've probably heard of it. It's on Netflix called Game Changers. Have you heard of that movie? It basically chronicles a bunch of vegan athletes, from bodybuilders, weightlifters, you name it, like every sport. The NFL, Tennessee Titans were vegan for...
There'll be a small percentage of it, but if you look at the majority of them, they have a very focused diet.
It's interesting. I mean, I guess I would ask you to be open to being wrong as far as the nutrition aspect. That's what I would ask.
I'm telling you,
I get it anecdotally, but also...
No, I'm not anecdotally. I've been a biohacker since I read Dave Asprey's book back in 2018. I'm actually in his book as a quote from losing 60 pounds. So I'm not saying I've tried it. I went to a Tony Robbins conference. He said, don't eat meat. I became a vegan.
I love that man. That
then I
guy's
just
giant.
became exhausted all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been vegan for 12 years, right? I mean, I know plenty of vegan athletes. I have friends that are vegan. I'm in a kind of an animal rights activism community where we have guys that are huge. We got guys that are benching 400 pounds. They're big guys, and they're just eating a ton of calories. It doesn't necessarily have to be a ton of carbs. You can just find a way to precision tune it. But what we bring it back to is our guardianship, our example, our stance, because that eclipses everything. Like if you were open to being wrong about, say, the nutrition part, and you said, you know what, and you steeped with this conversation later and said, you know what, maybe he's got a point. Maybe I'll do some due diligence on behalf of, your own ethics, your values, and your actions. That dynamic,
well,
right?
Two things. There's the ethic conversation where I see you're going, but then you're also talking the nutrition part. And like all these things, I've been getting my blood work consistently on a regular basis. Whenever I changed my diet, whatever I did, I was always getting blood work.
Yeah.
Right. So from a nutritional standpoint, like I could argue the fact, like I've had the test results.
Yeah.
I have the history.
Those
from the ethical, I get where you're coming from an ethical standpoint.
Yeah.
That's where I think where.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't trust doctors for anything. I don't take vitamins, nutrients. I definitely don't take B12. I definitely don't take
All I
that.
said was getting my blood work.
Yeah, and you don't, I mean, a lot of times they test for synthetics when they're testing for vitamins, and it's really shady because they're in bed with pharma, and it's like this disgusting revolving door. But I'm sure you're keen. But let me leave you guys some cards. Can I leave you some cards at least?
Oh, yeah.
Is that
I
cool?
have a question like milk. You would consider beautiful. You consider like
There you go, if you want. I have a YouTube channel.
Thank you.
And
I'm
milk,
already
well,
subscribed.
the milk thing is another thing too, because it's like it's not the milk.
Oh, dude, I love milk though. I crush
I got you.
huge cups of milk with cookies at night. And stuff.
But once, if you learn about how the dairy industry works and what you're voting for, essentially, you might think twice about that, because it's basically we're exploiting feminism in essence, and it's 4 to 5 times per their lifetimes. I mean, we stick our hands in their private parts, we hold down their cervixes, we take a bull, and we do very private things to that bull and supplant said entity into the cow against her will. Once again, no consent, that's rape. And we're paying for that 4 to 5 times a year. And then nobody knows about it because the same people that you don't like that, want to tell you to go to the doctor, they are laughing because they're making tons of money off of animal husbandry and agriculture and all kinds of stuff. And they're all friends with the same people, big pharma, big medical, military, industrial, they're all friends,
I mean, they're all owned by BlackRock, State Street, and
You nailed it, yeah, and names that begin with R.
Yeah.
But I'll let you guys go.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. You guys have a
Thank you
great
for your
night.
time.
Take care. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
You guys have a great day. Yes, sir.
What's the point of being vegan if the cows are gonna die anyway? If they're still getting slaughtered?
Well, we're bringing them into existence to kill them. So that's the problem.
They're not gonna stop. Yeah, but like doing that if a small amount of people are becoming vegan and not eating.
The thing is, this is where it starts, guys, and it's the young people that we have the responsibility to spearhead the revolution. It will change because every injustice changes. Look at slavery, look at women's suffrage, everything. This is another injustice where we're taking something away from somebody for nothing, for literally nothing. Like that question though, we bring them into existence. We pay to have them brought into existence to just die.
Yeah, but
so
but we're paying. But we're paying the money to bring them into existence.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like they wouldn't even be alive.
well,
So like,
what would you like? Would
like-
you like that life? Would you like that life?
Do you eat
Yes.
dogs and cats?
Do people eat dog and cats? I mean, in different countries, sure they do.
You're eating the dogs.
Yeah, but the thing is, we don't need anything nutritionally, so there's no point. Would you want to be brought into existence to just have a life of being raped and
I wouldn't- I
exploited
wouldn't
and
know
kicked
that.
and spit on? Well, you would if you were the being. You would if you were the being. But I'll let you guys go. Just check out my card, okay? Check out the card. There's just. Oh, I thought I gave you one. No? Okay, here, take
I
this.
didn't get one.
It's got and subscribe to my channel because
Yeah, I already subscribed.
there'll be more and more of us coming
I'll
out here just
subscribe.
kind of tasking everybody and making people think. Making people think.
Can I
Yeah.
have when I gave mine to him?
Oh, okay, I got you.
Are
Okay.
you gonna
Thank
be
you.
here tomorrow?
I don't think so, but there's always a chance because I might just pop up.
Thank you for watching.
Tonight was just impromptu. I was driving around. I'm like, I'll just come outside
How do you
for
know
like
all these
another hour.
facts? Where'd you get all the facts?
I've been vegan for 12 years, so I've been down the rabbit hole.
I feel like that's just
What's
because
up?
you were born into it.
Well, I'm 42.
But I want to ask you a question.
You know,
We've been going since you were
Just because
30.
your family believes it. It's like,
Besides,
like your beliefs and your religion.
What if
People
I-
are just born into it.
well, that's exactly right. And I was telling my followers today that when we're born, we have this veil that's put over our head, and it's in this veil says animals are objects. And we need them for nutrition, and that's one of the things that
I have a
we're told when we're like
I don't
2 or
think-
3.
I don't think you can get very strong unless you eat meat because
I mean, come on, I still got a little bit of an arm there, right? I mean, come on, I've been vegan 12 years.
You work out?
I work out, but I
Every
work
day?
out hardly. I'm a runner, so I run a lot. Yeah.
Besides, like,
you have like less
cows,
energy.
besides like animals.
No,
dying,
definitely not.
like,
Yeah.
What is like a main what did you like about being vegan? Like what has
My health, you feel lighter spiritually. My health, oh my gosh, I got my six-pack back 100%. I started getting leaner and meaner and faster. Like I said, I'm a runner. I started going back to the gym. I didn't lose anything off my lifts.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you how do you bulk?
How do I bulk? Well, I would just eat a lot of protein.
Yeah,
I
but
would
like,
eat a lot
I
of
don't think
protein.
I don't think you can bulk unless you have meat.
Plant-based protein. So there's every brand out there now has a plant-based protein, like Optimum Nutrition, you name it. Every brand has a plant-based protein, and you don't get the cholesterol, the heterocyclic amines, the TMA, all this bad stuff that's in whey protein. You don't get. You get all the clean. You get a cleaner protein.
How do you balance it?
It's not.
Like,
It's not. Watch Game Changers on Netflix.
I thought you said
Game Changers on Netflix.
I thought you said it
Everybody in chat, watch Game
Yeah, I got
Changers
leaner,
on
but
Netflix.
I wasn't really trying to get big at the time. I was more so just exercise.
Why aren't there very many professional athletes vegan though?
Well, there are quite a bit. Watch that movie Game Changers, I'm telling you, you'll see tons of vegan athletes.
It's a game-changing movie, guys.
Thank you. Game Changers on Netflix, game-changing movie. You heard it here first.
watching it right here. Wait,
but-
are you on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram too. I'm on TikTok.
I watch your TikTok.
Do you have a TikTok shop?
There's no way, and there's no money in vegan activism for a reason. Like
What's your
there,
TikTok?
um,
You type it in.
it's we'll just put in the same name. It's Vegan Sign Guy, and you'll see me under on TikTok under Vegan
Come
Sign
out
Guy.
here a lot.
I do. I've been going to DC. I go to the college campuses
Do you
sometimes.
ever get like
so you're,
aggressive
like-
people?
Oh yeah, I had a guy that told me he was going to throw me in the river like a month ago.
Why?
Yeah, he said apologize, and he was yelling at me. Yeah, of course you're going to. Anytime, guys, like, there's somebody that's going up against the 99%.
These dudes are
That's
talking
me.
about that they'll never give up the Benjamin. That's what they just said.
What's that even mean?
Oh, it's just like
You guys be nice to everybody. Be nice to everybody.
Yeah, guys.
Okay?
Guys, I don't like hate.
There you go. What he said. But
James?
I'm James. Yeah. Definitely look me up, follow me. But just think about it, guys. Like, there's no reason
What
to.
if you're trying to
I'm not a
so you're
vegan.
kind of like. Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
cholesterol is
Yeah.
not
You're
healthy.
kind of like him, but for plants.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Charlie Kirk is out of control, but
you
he's
like
very
him?
political.
you
I'm
like-
not a fan. No, I mean,
Are you a Democrat?
I'm not political. I'm apolitical.
So you don't vote?
And you don't have to be. You can be a vegan Democrat. You can be a vegan Republican. I'm not a big fan. I think I won't go into that. That's not our conversation. But the whole system is corrupt in general. That's where I stand.
If we're talking about political, we all voted for Kanye
Okay.
to be president.
Kanye. Okay. Heard. Yeah, I voted for Big Bird. I think for the last one.
Wait,
But-
so like vegan
Yeah.
bird. Like what's one thing that like there's got to be like there's always pros and cons. What's a con of like of vegan?
Man, you're gonna love this. I've been vegan 12 years. It keeps getting better and better every day.
Well, like,
I'm telling you.
You're eating the same thing.
Ask me what vitamins.
Yeah,
ask
there's very few things that vegans can eat.
No, there's not.
Like imagine if you had cereal every day for breakfast.
You can have cereal. You
No
can have oats. You
queso.
can have Asian. You can have Italian.
Have
you
you
can have.
have you ever been tricked when someone's like, here, have this chicken, but then it was real chicken?
No, thank God. 'Cause I would not be happy. I would not be happy.
Have you ever accidentally ate meat?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's gonna happen. It's ubiquitous. It's
Do you like the
everywhere.
taste of it?
Like when?
Yeah, I mean, I still every once in a while, I'll have a
Have
burger
you had
that's
a
like.
piece of bacon?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Imagine.
And you can still eat all that stuff, guys. Just you can eat Beyond.
Have
you
you
can
ever
eat
had dog or
Nature's
horse?
Morning Star. You can
ever
eat.
go fishing?
Never. Never.
Wait, dude,
No,
none
no,
of those are
no,
true.
That's definitely not vegan. Yeah.
Don't worry, I go fishing, but I always release the fish.
Well, what you got to think about is that the pain that they're experiencing when you put a hook in their mouth.
Oh, I don't use a hook.
If you go on my.
No, I don't
it's
use
funny,
a hook.
it's-
I use a net.
Okay.
And
Well.
then I take a picture and then I smooch it. I did it with a frog. He has a picture.
Okay, if you bring up my channel and you go to one of my interviews with a guy named Jonathan Balcombe, we did an interview. He wrote a book called What a Fish Knows, and it's a big book, and he goes into the science and the kind of awareness and sentience of fish. And you'll learn a lot about fish, and you'll learn firsthand through his deep study what they experience when you put something through their face, and it's terrible.
In order to do that research, you have to do it yourself. So then, like, you can get the fish.
You got
so
a good point.
clearly,
They had to research it somehow, right? But to the effect that we know better, and when we know better, we do better,
how
right?
many people have read that book?
It's a bestseller.
Is your
Yeah.
wife a vegan?
She is.
Is your daughter?
Oh, you're looking me up and everything, huh? She is. Yeah. But tell you what, guys. Let me. That's what I'm saying, guys. You can eat that. That's Beyond chicken tenders. Those are Beyond Meat chicken tenders, and they taste just like meats.
How do they?
Have you ever been?
You want to know?
What's your Panda Express order?
Well, sometimes.
That's not good for you though. It's all chemicals.
Yeah, well, that's what everybody tells you, but you can't listen to what everybody is
Then
saying.
what is it then?
Like, do you know what's in it?
Wait, but everybody.
If you
wait,
do-
wait. But don't.
I can
wait,
tell you what's in
wait,
it.
wait,
So,
But you.
what- chicken.
But you.
Here's what you have in that
What is
cereal.
in vegan chicken?
You have certain lipids, proteins, you have water, you have vitamins and minerals that all come from plants, right? They run that through heating, cooling, and pressure. There's no chemicals. There's no chemicals. And then they have it stitched into a muscle-like patty. And then they present it. They season, they sauce, they texture
Sorry,
it.
that
And
was
then,
from the meat I had at dinner.
because when you eat meat, you're still getting all that stuff I mentioned. You're eating cholesterol, contributes to heart attacks, TMAO, heterocyclic amines, IGF-1. I could go on, guys, for like 5 minutes with everything that's in meat that you don't want.
But how do they get flavors?
All kinds of stuff. They might use beets. They might use apple extract. They might use apple cider vinegar.
Chicken flavor?
If
Guys,
you
we're
go
up to 31
to
viewers.
some of these companies' websites, and they're very transparent, and you can look up the exact process
gonna
because
be
a
in
lot
that
of
YouTube
you're
short?
going to be there. I might not make a short. I might
You
not, but
should.
maybe I will. We'll
you
see.
should.
We'll see. But tell you what, guys, let me get some time with everybody else here tonight. I want to see if anybody else wants to talk.
Do you want to talk to this guy?
We're asking people why they're not vegan. Putting you on the spot.
Can
Putting
I
you on the
go-
spot.
Talk to him!
Oh, let's go.
You'll be on
We're live.
You'll be on TV.
Okay, I got my friends are bringing them in tonight. It's up to you. No pressure. Oh, you're all right. Let's go. Look at this. We got an athlete right here that's vegan. It's up to you if you want to be on YouTube. Oh, gotcha. Welcome, everybody. So we have a lot of activity here tonight. Like and subscribe. You just saw a little conversation with some young minds
44 viewers.
that are open and curious to the whole vegan movement. We just had a real big vegan dude walk by, jacked guy, and he's walking by. What's going on, guys? How are you?
Hi, how are you?
You want to try this little experiment?
I'm a vegan eating ice cream.
Oh, that's amazing. What is it, a sorbet? Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, have a great night. Right on, you too. All right, as you see, we supplanted right in the center of town, so we're gonna have a lot of activity over. I got 33 minutes. Hey, Haas, what's going on? 100%. This was impromptu. You inspired me, Haas, with your impromptu. Hi, guys. Anybody want to try 3 questions for YouTube? Oh my, okay. Are you going into debate mode? I hope not. Okay, so I asked 3 questions, right? First of all, you're on my YouTube Live, and these are my new friends. So my first question is, wow, oh my God, I have an army behind me. No, but there's future vegans. Okay, first question is, do you guys know, or what's your definition of veganism?
You don't eat meat or like eggs or any dairy
products.
Animal products.
Animal products.
Animal
Yeah, you made it
products.
blanket. That's exactly right. Animal products. So secretions, actual animal flesh, etc. Right? But what I told them was, what eclipses that is the kind of ethical underpinning.
Pouring off a plant.
I can talk to you about that later. So what eclipses everything is the kind of ethical underpinning. It's a stance against violence, right? That's all it is. And that's all. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.
It was great to meet you.
Oh my God, you guys are you're hyping my channel. Have a great one. Check it out.
Thank you so
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this guy is a character. All right. So it's an ethical stance against violence. My second question is, and I already know the answer to this, are you guys against or are you for animal abuse? Against, right?
100%.
So that just tees up this little thought experiment where, I ask people why they're not vegan because your heart is vegan. You're a protector. You're not a bully. You are against animal abuse. So I kind of put the limelight and I piggyback a 4th question and I say, do you think there's anything nutritionally that we need from an animal?
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Nutritionally?
Nutritionally, yeah.
I believe yes.
Last guy thought so too.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Like protein in meat.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
it's definitely from beans.
Yeah, totally. Protein's the biggest one. Where do you guys think the animals get the protein from?
Grass. The fucking grass.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, absolutely. The grass, the plants. Most animals are fed wheat, corn, or soy. So they're eating all the plants to get big and strong. And we kind of integrate a middleman when we eat meat.
Yeah.
So instead, we can just say, you know what? Let's just go right to the source. So I can tell you, and don't believe me, do your own due diligence.
Okay.
I've been vegan 12 years. I don't take vitamins. I don't take supplements. My daughter, same thing. My wife, same thing. My sister, you name it.
Okay.
You can be happy, healthy, and thrive even more taking the animals out of your diet.
Really?
Yes, 100%. So
Do you get paid to be out here, or you just really, it touches your heart?
this is just me living my truth. We have a few more of us that come out from time to time. We definitely don't get
So it's
paid.
like an organization.
We definitely, not really, because it's all unofficial. Like,
So you're vegan because of the like violence.
of violence. And I think everybody is against violence. But when we go to the cash register and we take the dollar out and we say, here, we are saying,
So
yeah.
by you being vegan, do you think that like it's helping like the
Yeah.
violence, like it's, you know?
Yeah, that's a great question. Like, there's only about 1 to 2% of people that are vegan right now,
So
right?
if there's only 1 to 2%, so what impact?
Great question. Yeah. So social media has given us this beautiful opportunity, right? So I've got over 1 million views on the channel, right? Like, I have a YouTube channel. I'll give you guys cards before you go. And the thing is, what we kind of live by is the when you know better, you'll do better type thing. And we integrate just this kind of message. Hopefully they're being nice. You guys better be nice, or I'll kick all your asses in there. You guys better be nice. And most of them are non-vegan. They're just, some of them are trolls, and don't worry about anything negative they're saying. And I would probably not look at what they're saying, because sometimes they can be, there's some characters in there. But what I'll leave you guys with, I know you're en route. You had the bravery to stop by. Just, you can align your actions with your values, and you can be a guardian, because that's the best part about being vegan. And who mentioned, okay, the 1%, that's going to change. You know why? Because every injustice ends.
Yeah. Okay.
Take some cards, guys, if you can.
Yeah, for sure.
One for you, my YouTube, 100%. YouTube, Vegan Sign Guy, like and subscribe, leave a comment.
Thank
You guys are amazing. Thank you. Have a great vegan night. Take care. All right. Okay, we're back. That was interesting. Hey, Vegan Plant. Hey, Lewis. All right. Anyway, if you guys are just getting here, we're out here doing some outreach tonight. By the way, I'm going to drop, since we got about 50 people in here tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow, me and Haas are doing a live stream where we're going to be talking outreach, inspiration, and just different things along those lines. So tune in. It's 6:15 Eastern time tomorrow, and we'll be doing a live stream together, and hopefully it'll be a good turnout, and we'll have some people watching, which will be fantastic. What's going on, buddy? Anyway, if you're just getting here, like, subscribe. We're out here tonight. This was an impromptu outreach, so I was just driving around, and I said, you know what? Hi, guys. I said, you know what? Why don't I just stop tonight? You hear that, guys? We got a lot. See, there's trolls in the chat. There's also trolls outside. Somebody says Omni meat. Somebody says 3 meat emojis. I mean, come on, guys. You're showing your intelligence here. What's going on? Oh, you want to try? Are you okay being on YouTube or no? You can't. Come over here. So I'll frame you out. My name's James, by the way. What's your name? Easton. Okay, so I'm James. I'm an animal rights activist, right?
Okay.
Nice to meet you. I like to ask people a few questions.
Okay.
Do you know what veganism is?
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
It's no animal-based products,
Okay.
no meat-based products,
Okay.
etc.
You nailed it. Basically,
Okay.
no animal products. But you didn't nail the actual definition. So basically, integral is a food situation. Consequentially, there is a food situation. But net, at the end of the day, all veganism is a stance against violence. That's it. So my second question is, are you yourself, Mr. Easton, against animal abuse?
That is a tough question
Yeah.
because I do enjoy animal-based products.
Yeah.
I will admit.
Yeah.
Okay. I do eat meat. I do eat other animal-based products that aren't due to killing animals,
Okay.
like
Gotcha.
eggs,
Secretions, eggs.
cheese,
Got it.
etc. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So you get where I'm going, because the next question literally tees up like this. This is the third question. But when you have values like that, like you're against say animal abuse, right? You're vegan, man.
I know. I get the premise.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
It's a hard thing
It
because
yields the wheels to start turning. I get it.
yeah.
And it's a thing that 99% of us, we're all in the same boat, right? 99% of the population is not vegan yet. But once we get some momentum and we can start pushing back against the inertia and having people line up their actions with their values, because that's all this is. It's a simple thought experiment. We line up actions where we try to line up actions with values. Because if you're against something and you go to a ballot box and you vote for said something, right? Yeah. Makes sense, right? Like even secretions like eggs and milk and stuff like that, like there's inherent death in those industries as well. Plus, when we're telling anybody your body, my choice, we're subjugating them to whatever it takes to get them objectified and commodified. And that could be spitting on them. It could be sexually exploiting them. All that happens behind the curtains, we're not privy to, right? So what do you think? Do you think there's anything nutritionally that we need from an animal to survive?
So there are legumes. There are other proteins outside of animals.
Shout out to legumes. Yeah. Yeah.
However, like I mean this with no disrespect.
Yeah.
I do think that there is a cycle of life, in other words, and I do enjoy that. Look, I will say this.
Yeah.
As long as an animal, which we are also animals.
We are human animals. Yes.
Yes. Exactly. I think that if an animal is, I don't know how to say this, but if an animal is taken for us to eat, I think that as long as we appreciate that we are taking this animal with all due respect and using it to fulfill ourselves, that is a part of the cycle of life.
Okay.
That is my honest opinion.
And I get the cycle of life appeal 100%, right? I get where you're coming from on a nature basis. What we have to look at is that nothing natural is happening right now within the space of agriculture. It's literally we're playing God, breeding, bringing them into existence to the tune of 80 billion a year.
I understand. I do understand exactly where you're coming from on that sense, and that in the fact that we farm, we massacre animals on like a daily basis, and provide food for money.
Yeah,
I do understand.
Comes down to
I absolutely understand that.
Yeah, but back to the nutrition thing. Like, if we realize that we don't need anything from them, then it leaves us with these implications that will prompt to the next question: why the hell are we doing this to them? Because they're still, unlike plants, they're still sentient beings that have a subjective experience of the world, right?
I actually agree with that. 100%.
Yeah. So they're beings, like they're with awareness.
Agree with that.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the crux of this, is the agreeing that they're beings. Like if you've ever had an animal, a pet, you'd know what I'm talking about. You know there's someone behind those eyes. And then the nutrition factor, which, don't take my word for it, do your own research, but I don't take vitamins, I don't take supplements. There's just a lot of BS out there, even within the science community, that says otherwise. All science is, it's all money. It's all who's funding studies, who's paying for what. There's nothing ethical underneath science, unfortunately. Maybe more ethical things, but nothing that can contribute to this dynamic that we're having right now. So I would ask you, what's the biggest barrier that would stop you from, you understand everything. What would be the biggest barrier to stop you from going vegan?
The biggest barrier for me is, give me a second to think. I apologize.
No, yeah.
But the biggest barrier for me is I understand that carnivores are a thing, herbivores are a thing, and omnivores are a thing.
Okay.
And that is my take.
Okay. I would encourage you to check out different purviews along those lines too, because I would challenge that we're herbivores. I would challenge that we were opportunistic omnivores when we had to be, right? Because when we eat meat, what are all the hospital wings filled with in the hospitals? All excessive meat, cheese, milk, and egg eaters, right? They're getting heart disease, they're getting diabetes, they're getting cancer. And if you've ever read something like the China study, or certain books that relate to these big, broad macro diseases, there's a lot of meat that seems to be perpetually at the center. If we were meant to eat these things, we would not be getting so sick from over-consuming them. You over-consume plants, guess what's going to happen? You're going to tap out, because fiber will make you tap out, and meat has no fiber. So you can't really over-consume plants. So I would challenge you to look at that whole omnivore-carnivore thing, right? Because if you came to the conclusion that you didn't need anything nutritionally from an animal, and you wanted to be more so of a guardian, do you think you would consider going vegan?
the thing is, like, I know it's gonna sound like fucked up, but I like my burgers. I like my bacon.
I feel that. My wife will back me up on this one. She might be watching. I'm more of a whole food plant-based eater now, but you can find the vegan versions of. You can find your burgers. You can find your bacon. I guarantee you'll be blown away.
I do understand. I actually have never tried.
Yeah.
The vegan-based foods.
Okay.
So I can't really speak on.
You gotta try some of these brands. I won't say any of the brands, but test your favorite brand because you'll find that exact same flavor profile with the vegan brand. And then bonus, you don't get the IGF-1, you don't get the TMAO, you don't get the plaque-promoting cholesterol, you don't get the saturated fat, copious amounts of. There's a whole list of cocktail that's baked into the cake when you're consuming, the flesh of someone, and you'll feel lighter because nobody has to go to die because of the choice that you make at that cash register. Take this, it's my card. If you can, check out my channel. I have a speech on there that made me vegan 12 years ago. The guy, when I was first presented with this dynamic, I was so just like, we're reflexively dubious because for our entire lives, and as per the 99% inertia, we're told the exact opposite, right? But now that we have these vessels of communication, we can lever these things and help to imbue people with truth rather than propagated, monetarily behooving information. So I challenge you to check that card out for sure, because you seem like you're vegan at heart already. And I'll tell you,
I can't say that for sure. Yeah. I don't want to sound fucked up, but I enjoy meat, and I do not enjoy the abuse of animals, but I do accept that, there are predators and there are prey in the world, and that is just how it is.
Yeah, but we have this thing called moral agency, and we have as per like the classic Spider-Man quote, with great power comes great responsibility. And we don't have to kind of put ourselves at that level. We can be protectors of those that are more vulnerable than us, or that are more so moral patients and moral agents. And we can be guardians. And that's the best part about being vegan is you walk around like you're aligned, you're equilibrated. And the first best part is the animals. They get to see another day of this beautiful earth we're on. But Mr. Easton, I'll let you go. Please check that out. Will you at least check out the resources that are on there? It's so nice to meet you. Do you have any final questions for me?
What was the deciding factor for you to become vegan?
You're gonna see it yourself. When that barcode on the back, please try to watch the speech. It's entertaining. It's gonna elicit emotion. It's very fascinating. You'll learn things you probably didn't know about some of the lies we're told. I watched that, but I watched it twice. Because the first time I watched it, I discarded him and I said, I don't want to curse on camera, but I said, F that guy, F everything in his righteous way of thinking. And then I watched it again, and as soon as I was done, I was like, fuck F my life, I'm going vegan. But I really encourage you to check that speech out for sure. Cool, man. Cool, man. Well, Godspeed on your journey.
Godspeed with you too.
Yeah, and enjoy this beautiful night tonight. But try to have a vegan night, man, and try to think about vegan. Because the animals, they can't wait. It's an urgent matter, It's an urgent matter.
A man of understanding.
Yeah.
So I will check this out.
Yeah.
And I will do my due diligence.
Yeah.
And
legend right here, legend.
I cannot say that I will 100%, follow whatever I find, but I will do my due diligence and try to understand as best as I can.
Yeah.
The information that you're providing me.
Just check out the speech, because end of the day, as long as we're not vegan, we're forcing these little vulnerable childlike beings into these slaughterhouses, and they don't have to go there anymore.
I have seen videos.
Yeah.
I have, I understand how cruel and unhuman and unanimally.
Yeah. When it comes down to it, when you're an object, all bets are off.
That is like, I have seen that and I have cried.
That's your heart,
actually
man.
Cried.
That's your vegan heart.
But it's hard because at the same time I do enjoy the foods.
Yeah.
But it's
inflection point.
I don't.
The inflection point is, do I enjoy these foods? What's more important, me enjoying these foods or this entire being's time horizon? That's the inflection point right there, and that's what we're trying to prompt people to think about.
I do not take these beings lightly.
Yeah. Good. That's another reason why you're already vegan. I'm telling you, you care, and you know that they have an experience. You know that there's somebody behind those eyes, not just, an automatron of sorts. It's a somebody, right?
It's a somebody.
It's a somebody.
It's a somebody.
So check it out, man. I'll let you go on your way. I'll bid you a good evening, and I hope to see you again out here, man. Just check out the resources for sure.
I have your card.
I know. All right, look me up, like, subscribe. You'll see the name when you go to my name. If you search my name, the channel name will come up, Vegan Sign Guy, and you can like and subscribe if you want. You don't have to, but I'm trying to spread this message far and wide.
All right.
So it's a beautiful.
Nick Blixen on TikTok.
Okay.
So,
Nick Blixen
there
on
you guys
TikTok.
go.
Okay, they heard it here. All right, sir.
All right.
Have a great night.
You too.
All right, take care. Stay cool too. Hot as hell out here. Hi guys, welcome back to the stream. So let's see what we got as far as our time horizon. We got 15 minutes. We'll do 15 minutes. What's going on, guys? Try a quick social experiment. All right, have a good night. All right, we'll try the should we respect animals side for the last 15 minutes. Kind of go from there. Hey, Steven, what's going on? How's it going? Nice to see you. Yeah, I got 15 minutes left, and I'm going to take off. Tessa's here. Nice to see you, Tessa. By the way, tomorrow, guys, me and Haas are doing a live stream. It's 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking outreach and hopefully inspiring people. And yeah, outreach is fun, man. I've gotten to really love it. At first I didn't, I guess, that much, but I'll tell you, you're out here, you're in public, you're enjoying the air. Sometimes I bring a drink with me. Hi, guys. How you doing? And you really get to live your truth, and there's something really vitalizing about that. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. So stop by tomorrow for sure to hang out with me and Haas. And that's going to be on Haas's channel, Haas Vegan's channel. Arian's here again. We know this guy. He's been in the last few. Thanks, Hans. Appreciate it. And I will do. Someone says animals are tasty. Well, that's not very nice. That's not very nice. And it's not very manly or macho, that's for damn sure. A lot of activity out here. Everybody's out here. We got our fancy cars out here. Hi, Pia. Nice to see you, Louis. 100% your car is electric. No, my car is definitely not electric. Remember, veganism's not perfection. Veganism is the bare minimum. I mean, you're just giving an animal its bodily autonomy. That's it. All right, let's see if we can get these guys. That's it. Just giving an animal its bodily autonomy. It's not too much to ask, right? I mean, that's kind of bare minimum, right, guys? Anyway, yeah. Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's see if we can get these guys with a quick social experiment. They're eyeing it. They're eyeing it. What's going on, guys? Anybody want to try a social experiment? 3 minutes of your time. Up to you. YouTube Live. Okay, it's up to you. Anyway, Haas, if Haas is still here, Haas, I'm jealous of your cityscape. You have such a cool looking backdrop. Oh, Nora's here. Oh my God, it's so true. If you're eating corpses, it's kind of nasty, right? Oh, no, I don't think so, Steven. I think they can see it. Uh-oh, you want to try it? Okay, I got one guy. All right, cool, okay. So it's 3 quick questions, right? I'll tell you right off the bat, you can already tell it's about animals, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? You think we should respect animals?
Yeah.
Okay. You'd agree they have eyes to see, a nose to smell, kind of a central nervous system to think and stuff like that, right? My next question would be, I guess I would posture, do you think the bare minimum that we could do, we're not asking people to give animals actual voting rights, monetary rights, educational rights, but what do you think about the bare minimum right to have your own body autonomy? Like reflexively, you'd say yes to that, right?
Yeah.
Reflexively.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ask you if you're against animal abuse, you're going to say no, right? Okay, here comes the hard part. So, what do you think about the ones we force into slaughterhouses?
That's pretty.
What do you think about the animals we force into slaughterhouses?
It sucks.
He doesn't like that. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good, right? I mean, it's an absolutely terrible thing. We're basically saying with our dollar, let's take away their bodily autonomy. Let's kind of exact the sentiment, your body, my choice. And let's do it when nutritionally we need absolutely nothing from them. Do you think we need anything nutritional from an animal? I know these are tough questions. I know, but these are the times. These are the times. What do you think nutritionally we need?
No.
There you go. You just nailed it. Here, tell you what. You're curious. Take my card. I have a YouTube channel. It's just education. That's all this is, guys. Is education. You're gonna have a resistance to it because everybody else does. Think about it. Take care, guys. Say again. Oh no, I'm not with PETA. So we're not with any organization. There's no money involved. This is just simply kind of a bunch of us over the world. We try to get out there and tell people truthful information because so much of it is suppressed by monetary agendas, and it's not fair to the human beings. So that's all it is. Yeah.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Have a good night, guys. Okay. Anyway, there was definitely a beat and shift when the big question hit. Anyway, if you're just getting here, like and subscribe. We're out here at least once a week. I mean, this is the time to get out and get active, fellow vegans as well. And I was just getting ready to drive home, and I said, you know what? I got some time. What's going on, guys? YouTube Live. 3 quick questions. Test your values. All right, let's go vegan, guys. All right. Jesus Christ, ate fish. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this one. That was good, but I feel like now I only have 10 minutes left, and I wanna stoke a little bit. I want to get a buzz going here. So see what I can do in this last 10 minutes. But yeah, that last one, whew, they evacuated pretty quick. Thanks, Haas. I appreciate it. I'm in a pretty safe town, which is cool. If I was on the inner streets of Baltimore, oh man, I don't know. It might not be too pretty. What's going on, guys? 3 quick questions. Test your values. Hi, everybody. Hi, guys. Anybody want to try? Just testing values tonight. That's it. All right. Have a good night, guys. But yeah, it's actually. It's pretty safe out in my neck of the woods. Pretty safe. A lot of people, Aryan, how you doing? We're trying to get Aryan vegan. He's been coming to Chip's live streams. I don't know who else you've been coming to, but you're curious, man. You're vegan curious. What's going on, guys? All right, they're going the other way. Anyway, I mean, it's a simple truth. We need zero nutritionally from an animal, so that leaves us with the stark implications that we're doing this to them for no reason. Hi, guys. How's it going, everybody? How are you? Anybody want to try 3 questions for YouTube Live? Just test your values a little bit. All right, have a good day, guys. I got some faces there. They made faces at me. That's cool. Whatever. Anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. Got a few people in the chat tonight, a few people interested, a few people vegan curious. This is the time to go vegan. We are at an inflection point as a collective, and more people are realizing that we have been lied to, and the people lying to us have a vested interest in us defending animal abuse. So that's what we do. Let's go, guys. You guys want to try a few questions for YouTube? Good night, guys. Anyway, we have had some conversations tonight. We have had some activity. We sure have stoked a little thought. Bye, guys. Those are my first conversationalists. They're leaving on a scooter. Oh, it's a volatile environment, the inner city. What's going on, guys? You guys want to try a few questions for YouTube? All right, have a good night, guys. Just testing values tonight. Why aren't you vegan yet? Ah. Okay, well, what do your values say? Are you a guardian or a bully? Are you a guardian or a bully? Come on. All right. Okay. Anyway, that's the question, right? Are you a guardian or a bully? If you're gonna walk away and say I like meat too much, or whatever too much, I'm gonna proportion that back to you. Maybe get you interested. How's it going, guys? How are you? No, Ivan. These people think they're better than God. Such BS. We're out here for humans, for animals and humans, because we are being lied to as human beings, and it's not fair to the people that have hearts that will change. So you can take that bullshit somewhere else. Guys, I hope you can get sound bites. How's it going, guys? How are you? Hi, everybody. People are revving their engines like there's no tomorrow here. Let's go on, everybody. All right, let's get these guys. How about you guys? Want to step up? Why aren't you vegan yet? Let's be guardians, guys, not bullies. Let's go vegan.
I don't know.
You want to try? It's just 3 questions. That's all it is.
Okay.
Okay. So the first question is, do you know what veganism is? Have you heard of it?
I do know what veganism is.
Okay. What would you say it is? By the way, are you okay being on my YouTube live?
Double thumbs up for consent.
Okay, we'll take it. That was official. So I would say it's a stance against violence, right? Like, food is consequential to it, but it's more so a saying no to no, I will not be a part of a system that hangs a sentient being upside down, ends its life, sexually exploits it for the sake of money or taste or whatever. So that's really the definition of it, is it's a stance against violence. The second question is, and I know the answer already, is are you for or are you against animal abuse?
Against.
Reflexively, so you're vegan. So you're vegan at heart, right? They're not calling for you, are they?
I don't know. No, they're not. Those are no.
So you're vegan at heart because your values are already there. If you're against animal abuse, you do have a vegan
I
heart.
will never eat my dog.
Right, exactly. So my
That's for content.
All right, maybe I'll make it short here. But the idea is, the question that piggybacks is, do you think we need anything nutritionally from an animal?
I do.
What do you think?
Well, okay, so I'm a Christian, which I think so.
Okay. Cool.
But even if I wasn't, I think that there's 2 arguments that could go, on both sides.
Yeah.
So, for me, I would say God put it our food on this planet for a reason.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but I could also say, Neanderthals.
Yeah.
They also, if I believed in the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cavemen. Those people.
Giving me content again. Yeah.
They were also. I am. They were also eating animals.
Yeah.
So that's why I do.
Yeah.
I do think that.
I totally I understand that on a historically context basis.
Sure.
Right. And with the religion, I would say that.
You're not going to offend me, by the way. I was just using that as a point.
Yeah. I get that.
I am curious.
I totally get that posturing. But I would say on a religious basis, if we agree that would you agree that God is compassionate?
Yes.
Okay. So he created these beings with awareness to have nervous systems, right?
Right.
Where they can experience and they can see
and they can miss us.
Like if you've ever had an animal.
I agree with you there.
So historically context, there might have been a time where maybe in the Bible where we had to do this to survive. But I'll tell you one thing, right now in 2025, I mean, I'm vegan 12 years, my daughter's vegan since birth, my sister, you name it, my wife, we're all vegan.
Yeah.
And we don't take vitamins or supplements.
Yeah.
We just eat plants. That's where the animals get their protein anyway, right?
Right.
So the leading narratives are out there telling everybody, this is wrong, question this, be dubious. But we're out here on social media and we're coming up more and more and more with more of us coming out to kind of.
What about animals that eat other animals?
Gotcha. I mean, that is a thing that happens, but I mean, should we appeal to that, being that we have a higher? Yeah, sure. Sharks,
They're in the water. That's where their food is.
Yeah, but should we base our moral behavior on something they do? Because they might sexually exploit each other. They might commit infanticide. They might do a whole myriad of things. Should we look to that and say, because they do this, why can't we do it? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I do think the level of civilization is a little bit different.
Exactly. That's the reason for veganism, because we have that scaled civilization.
Oh, that progressiveness is what you're saying to
Yeah.
understand the difference. Okay, I see what you're saying.
We have everything we need now to eat everything we want, and we can eat Chinese, we can eat Italian, we can
What
eat.
about breast milk?
Well, that's healthy for the baby, and that's nature right there. Breast milk, that's a great thing. If you're talking breast milk from a cow,
Nature, like animals. I mean, a lot of things are nature. Like those are a lot of like. Those were just here.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm curious where.
When you say breast milk, do you mean from humans or from cows?
From humans.
Oh, from humans is great. You know that we're supposed to do that because that's our own species. When we're having cow's milk, we're eating and we're drinking milk from another species. That's not normal. We're literally putting sodiums, lipids, hormones, IGF-1, growth factors, all into our body, and that's meant to go into the body of a little cow to become 800 pounds. So for our bodies, that's a no-no. That's a no good. That creates cancer.
I've seen like really amazing videos of certain moms of like animals, like breastfeeding kittens.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be done. I mean, opportunistically, I can eat a human if I want. You know, my anatomy is made so I can.
Go to jail though.
Very true. But I guess backpedaling back, you know, if you were to agree or you were to find out that you could get everything nutritionally from an animal, would you consider going vegan for your values?
Say that one more time.
Like if you found out that you could get everything nutritionally from an animal and taste, you know, taste, nutrition, you name it, you can get it all from, plants. I think I said animal. Would you consider going vegan if you found that out?
So I used to be vegan.
Okay, gotcha.
I started pescatarian, and I don't actually eat a whole lot of meat.
Yeah.
And so I could go my life without meat. I'm a pescatarian just by taste, really.
Okay.
So
you got to step ahead
save
already.
the fishes though. So anyway.
What a Fish Knows by Jonathan Balcombe. Check out the book.
Nemo.
There you go. Finding Nemo. We just watched that as a family not too long ago. Or I watched with my daughter, and there's a lot of vegan messaging in that movie. But yeah, go on.
So I then was like, I don't eat that much. Or I just was like, well, maybe I could then move to just being vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went there, and then I went to veganism.
Yeah.
And my mom was vegan for a really long time. She read a really old. I honestly was I can't remember what it was called. It was so this was like in like the this was like 2007 to like 2010 time.
Okay.
But it was about how like our meat is like
processed and
it was
cold.
The Slaughterhouse is what the book is called.
Oh, I've never read it. I've been told to read it.
Oh, you should read it then. Because anyway, that book, my mom went vegan after that book.
Well,
anyway.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's why we go vegan.
She's not vegan anymore, though, unfortunately. Okay, not to like ruin that, but it upset her so much. So I will say,
I think
she got really sick. Like, she got really skinny. Like she was like trying. I mean, at the same time, she wasn't even doing it correctly. So I will say that. Like I do think that veganism takes a lot of more like discipline.
A lot of people think this. A lot of
discipline to like keep yourself healthy. I think. But anyway, I had done it just by like I tried for like I had been like pescatarian for like a year, and then I did like, and then I moved to like vegetarianism for like a year, and then I was like vegan for like 4 months.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
But unfortunately.
What made you kind of bounce back to omnivore eating?
Yeah, I felt really weak.
Okay, gotcha.
I
did. Tell you what, before you go, you got to take this card because it's got resources. One of the resources is called Challenge 22, and they hook you up with a free nutritionist if you would like that, and they can totally answer all your questions along those lines. But me, I mean, I can tell you from my anecdotal perspective, and anecdotes are anecdotes.
Can I ask without being like rude?
No, ask anything
Could you run me through a random day of like what you eat?
Yes. Okay, absolutely. Great question. She wants me to run her through a random day of what I eat. So I'll wake up in the morning, I might have oats. I'll add nuts and seeds, maple syrup to that. And it could be a variety of fruits that I employ. It could be strawberries, blueberries, but I'll at least put some almonds and some chia.
Overnight oats are really yummy.
Overnight oats. That's a great plug for overnight oats. We do that from time to time too. That's just an example of breakfast. For lunch, it depends on what I'm in the mood for. I might want Italian. I might want Chinese. Might want American. Say if I wanted Italian, I would just do pasta with red sauce. Then I would have some delicious Gardein meatballs made by Gardein, and they taste just like meat. They have a little fennel in them.
These are really delicious.
Yeah. Or I'll just do it vegetarian style or vegan style with no meat, mock meat. I'll just put some vegetables in there, you know, and then maybe a side I'll do some sourdough bread with some garlic and olive oil. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like that could be lunch. Dinner, if I want, say, Mexican, I'm loading the boat with burritos.
Yeah.
I could use a vegan cheese, or I could not use a vegan cheese, but I could put on veggies and salsas. You name it. I could do fajitas. I could do tacos. I could do.
Were you omnivorian before? Like,
30 years I was
30.
omnivorian.
Do you think that was eating then easier? Will you say?
I would say.
Did you
it
have to
was
do
the
more
same.
research at all?
When I initially went vegan, what made me do research was the fact I had been fear-mongered to believe I needed to do research. I really, in retrospect, didn't need to do research, but I had been fear-mongered to think I needed vitamin B12, which is bullshit, and we do not need vitamin B12. I thought I needed better protein, which is also BS. I thought a myriad of other things that made me go down the rabbit hole and educate myself because I had been fear-mongered to think that. And that's a product of the 99% inertia, which is everything out here right now as far as our mainstream channels of communication. Your friends and family, their parents, your doctors, they all are kind of following the orders of the control narratives that have planted these seeds over our eyes since we were born, since 10,000 years ago. So I apologize for the monologue.
No.
But this is an inflection point where we try to get people to think. We challenge. We challenge people to think. And if you have a vegan heart, which you do, I don't know, you might steep with this conversation later. Yeah, you'll go back to your friends and back to the, what you do in your everyday life. But maybe there's a part of you that'll think about this because this is, it's really very truthful. And you can do it, man.
Yeah.
And you can be a fit vegan example to your friends. And because you're already fit, you can be a fit vegan example and, you can teach them how to create vegan food and stuff like that.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Before I am.
Before they
run
leave.
back to my
Yeah.
herd, but so for veganism, do you also with like your clothes and sorts of things like that?
Yeah, it's kind of a natural like.
Are all your clothes vegan?
So I don't vet 100% of my clothes. I've been wearing this clothes. I've had the same wardrobe for a very long time, right? But if I buy something new, yeah, I'm definitely going to vet it and I'm going to look at it. I'm going to make sure it wasn't a product of direct exploitation, right? And that's a great question because we look at everything, right? Because being vegan is not about food, like I initially said. It is the exploitation. And that also carries to humans too. People think we're against humans. Are you kidding me? Being vegan is the biggest thing you can do for humans because when you're not vegan, you're supporting factory farm workers that have to see this shit from that book every day. You're supporting systems of violence that proliferate far and wide that are exploiting humans. But I do look at my clothes. I do look at
when you add to it.
Yeah, I do look at shampoo. I look at all that stuff. But the bare minimum that we can do in the beginning is at least give them bodily autonomy, the animals, and say, no, I'm not going to vote for anything that's not vegan because I want at least these animals, and I want to know that these animals will have a time horizon on my behalf in my lifetime. So it's the opportunity to be a hero, really,
Well, I appreciate this time talking
Yeah.
to you.
What was your first name again?
Zoe.
Zoe. Okay.
Zoe.
Awesome. I'm Jimmy.
Jimmy.
And if you go to that card, if you go to the James Durkin, that's my name. Yes. You'll see the channel name is Vegan Sign Guy. Just like and subscribe if you like. Check out some of the other dialogues. I talk to awesome people
Do you live here?
all the time. I do. Yeah,
Got it.
I do. But sometimes I'll go to college campuses.
Yeah.
I went to DC last week to Georgetown, and tonight I was just driving around and. Why not stop in and have some conversations?
Yeah, it's a great place to do on a Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you catch up with your friends.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate
Absolutely.
the time to talk.
Yeah. High five.
About
Think about it. Thanks for
That's
having
how
an
you,
open
by
mind.
the way, have a polite conversation.
Exactly. And it can be done.
Absolutely.
Have a great night. Take care. Hi, guys. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm back. That was a nice conversation with Zoe. She's going to be thinking about going vegan. She's got some great resources now. We're just out here and just in the middle of town on a busy Saturday night asking people why they're not vegan yet and having nice, polite, awesome conversations with awesome people. But I am getting ready to go. Guys, please tune in tomorrow on Haas Vegan's channel. We are going to be doing an interview and talk about outreach and some different motivations, inspirations, and I think it's gonna be fun. I am pumped. Haas, if you're still here, I'm psyched, man. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Okay, maybe I'm being melodramatic, but I'm definitely excited. I love you all. If you're just getting here and this is the first time you've seen this kind of activism, just keep in mind that the main objection that it's going to surface in your head, and you might not be saying it, is you think that we're trying to take away something from you. But in essence, vegan activists and people that want to share the vegan message, we're trying to share the golden rule. And we're trying to share thoughts and messagings with you that will help you be a better kind of steward of your own freedom. And we could go really into that on another live maybe, but when we're taking the freedom of others, we're gonna get that boomerang right back to us, where we're gonna get disease, we're gonna be in cubicles, we're gonna be at the mercy of different authorities. And you can't ask for freedom if you're taking it from somebody else. And once you go vegan, there's a whole utopia of foods just waiting for you. Align your actions with your values, go vegan today, guys. All right, I love you all. Bye-bye.